it's CC, and as I promised, I was going to give you a little tour peek into my palettes, and today we're going to start with face palettes. And what I do is I keep them stored in this little container. It was from Target Dollar Spot, and it kind of keeps them like a file. I don't know if you can take a peek at the bottom, but it's like cut out wood, maybe laser cut. And then the sides are wrapped with the twine. I love this. And this would actually be something that would probably go in my little shelving area too if I wanted it to, but I have several of them around my bedroom. So we're going to start out. This lays in my drawer like this, and these palettes, which you could guess would be the Anastasia Glow palettes, are in the back. So we'll go through them real quick. The last one of these that I picked up was the Glow Kit Sun Dipped, and it looks like this. The only one that I haven't used, even though I have very fair skin, is this one in the back here, and it's called Bronzed. I'm kind of even afraid to use it as a bronzer, but the rest of it is lovely. And next is the Sweets Glow Kit, and I love that one too. My favorite is the first one I chose, which was Gleam, and this is one that's not available. My favorite color out of everything is this hard candy, and I don't know if anything will pick that up, but it's got like an iridescent glow to it, and I use that as a blush topper. But I really love that palette. I love all of them in there. Next is something I just picked up because I had Ulta points that I needed to use really, is the Tarteist Pro Glow palette. And I like it. I don't love it. One of these almost fell out, so I'm just going to kind of show you like this. The contour right here is very good. One that I use probably most of the time would be the You Sculpted palette from IT Cosmetics. And this is a bronzer that I use pretty much every day. These contours are really good, and so are the highlights. So this is a win palette for me. These are very soft powders as opposed to their other palettes, which next would be this IT Cosmetics It's Your Beauty award-winning Travels Must-Have palette. Came in a QVC TSV. And this again was that Bye Bye Pore powder. I used it all up. This is a bronzer that I actually do use every day, and it's much more hard pressed in here than that You Sculpted palette. And I'm wearing this blush today. It's a Je ne sais quoi. It's just a simple, quick blush. I don't know how much I'm going to use this palette now that we're coming towards, fall. And then this is just, well, it feels creamy there. Not my favorite. Not my favorite product at all. It's a little hard. So next is a Tarte palette. Don't Be Afraid to Dazzle highlighting and sculpting palette. The highlighter doesn't sit on my skin very well, but the sculptor is very lovely. Very, very lovely. Like almost like one of those perfect. This is the Hourglass from Last Holiday Ambient Lighting Edit. Love the blushes. Love the bronzer. Highlight, again, kind of doesn't sit on my skin very well. A little glittery. And the face powder might be a little too much for most days as well. Little glittery, even though I use some of those all over my face as a finishing powder, just that particular one. And here is also the Papa Don't Peach. I'm going to try to get a close-up of this. I'm wondering if anyone else has this and if this happens to yours. As I put my brush into it, even at the beginning, it almost looks like it's got little bad skin, dimples or something, pimples. And I'm just wondering if anyone else has that issue with it. It still smells really good. Back here is this Smashbox from Last Christmas LA Lights palette. I love this. These are some great colors in here. That's a beautiful picture of it. The formula doesn't last all day like Tarte, but it's really good, and some pretty highlights. You got some bronze shades. You know, it's just really, it's a favorite. I had to actually go all over for that palette. Chicathon from Benefit. This is okay. I'm glad I have it. I usually pull this out for Rockateur. That's really about it. And that's not really, it doesn't translate very well on my skin, so. This is a Narcissist palette. And this is, I think, the one that Ulta has on their Beauty Steals. It has the Laguna, Paloma, this is Contour, and maybe it's like a Paloma palette. Those work really nice. And then they just name these shades 1, 2, 3, and that's the Goulet the Rouge specific shade. That's a nice palette. Probably don't pull it out here enough. Another Narcissist Unfiltered one. Again, you have like highlight shades. Some pretty colors in there. Love these two especially. Next are the Becca palettes. This is the Chrissy Teigen palette. Got a lot of use out of this one this summer. Like it a lot. That bronzer goes on my skin very well as well. And the Jaclyn Hill palette. Love the packaging of these. I wish they'd just keep doing these. Love, love, love that shade. I have the Tarte palette from last Christmas. 10 Shades of Blush. That was a good deal. And I like that a lot. Another Tarteist blush palette from maybe like the spring before last. Love these shades in here as well. Doesn't show a lot of wear, but I did use it. I have used it quite a bit. The Tarte blushes are so packed in that they don't show a lot of wear and they last forever. A Becca palette from like last Christmas. Next up is the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Highlighters Swirls in a palette. I think this might be on the Ulta 21 Days thing too. Really good, and I think that's one of the daily beauty steals, so they're always available. Too Faced, the collection of their Love Flush blushes. Really like this. I have a backup of this. Haven't gotten through that one yet, but I have a backup. And the Lorac California Dreaming palette. This is okay. It's not my favorite, in all honesty, but it's okay. And that's what I kind of keep in this. And then I did need some more room for some other things, so I just put these in a sturdy little bag. And I'll show you these real quick. Some blushes and highlighters. This is the Becca Rose Quartz Flashes Seashell. I have two of the Hourglass blushes that are like the strobe. This is Euphoric Fusion. And this one is Iridescent Flash. They're both gorgeous. I like those a lot. Becca Rose Gold, which I just showed you in the Chrissy palette as well, and Moonstone, and Amethyst, which is another favorite. I don't know how much I'll use this now that changing up makeup for fall and winter. That's gorgeous as well. And so that would conclude what I would call most of my face palettes. Obviously there's a lot there. I will also have an eyeshadow palette kind of collection tour. And a couple more face products may pop up. But I think everything that I have is mostly eyeshadows. They're going to be kits and palettes and stuff. So I want to thank you for joining me and maybe excusing my funky little hair today. But thanks. What's your favorite face palette? I'd love to know. I'm looking forward to the new ambient lighting Christmas palette, the bigger one. Not the smaller one, I don't think, but the bigger one. So thank you so much. Look forward to talking more. Thanks, guys.